what we were thinking for this session is talk about, a bit about all the webinars that our dealers has been helping us with. I believe that is very, very important to see the different perspectives that each dealer, depending on what country they are, what perspective they have about Matrixgold. I really like to see these webinars because everyone designs in different ways in Matrixgold, and I would like to do a recap from this. So from Mehmet in Turkey, Michele in Italy, Uwe in Germany, David in Canada. So we have different dealers that they use different workflows to design. And of course, also Bo in US, so who has been doing a lot of webinars also. So I would like to do a recap and show just a few workflows because we have a lot of content in our YouTube channel. So all these webinars that we have been running are edited and posted in our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is something that people looking for Matrixgold is relying a lot into because we have a lot of content there, very, very good webinars. As you know, Bo every Wednesday is going through this webinar where you can learn many, many things and see what Matrixgold is. So yeah, I will start just modeling, and we can keep talking here, Bo, so you can also give us your input anytime that I do any action here in the software, all right?
Sure. So, I do want to say, guys, if you do have questions, please feel free to shoot them over to Oriol. If he doesn't know, then no one knows, I assure you. So,
I will start with something that Uwe was showing us, and it's little details that I really like. So Matrixgold, the good thing is, like any other software, is a software to design jewelry, but we have been jewelers. I have been in the bench, Bo has been in the CAD/CAM department in installer, so he knows what is to design from a sketch. And this is why we're making this software to help all these jewelers that are in the same situation. And we know that many times when we are designing, you start to design any model, but there is always little changes that needs to be done. This is where the power of Matrixgold is. So it's not about creating from one model a big collection. It's just making these little changes that can help you to speed up a lot the process, because you just need to go to the parametric tree that we have, change a few settings there, and everything recalculates. This is what I'm going to show you with the example from Uwe, Germany, that he was just doing the webinar a few weeks ago. So what Uwe was showing us is that once you have the ring rail, you can add a stone on this ring rail, so related to this ring rail. So we start to build the parametric tree. So you go to gems, and we have the gem on ring rail. From the moment that we place the gem on ring rail, we have this stone that is always related to the ring rail. So now I can change the finger size. I can do anything that I want in this ring rail, and the stone will keep always on the same distance and the same dimensions. All right. So what Uwe did the other day, and it was pretty cool, is that he started with this stone with a stone like this, and of course that we have other options to add stones around this stone. But if we want to keep it parametric and have the total control, a nice way to make it is just getting the gem offset curve. All right, so now I have a curve that is just rounding the gem's girdle, and I will make it a bit bigger like this. So now we have here in the stack 3 elements that are related to each other. So the gem is related to the ring rail, and the offset is related to the gem. So any change that I make here will change all the other ones automatically. What else we can do here? We can go and select the gems on curve. All right, so from the moment that we place gems on curve, we have these gems that are following this curve. All right, so here we have the start position and the end position. If we want to fill up this curve, the only thing that we need to do is say we want stones from 0 to 1. So from the moment that I do this, what the software is doing is filling up this this curve. This is interesting because now if I go back to the gem offset and I make this bigger, the software keeps adding more stones with the parameters that we have in the gems on curve, because we told to the software that whatever distance this curve has, we want it full of stones. So that's very, very interesting. All right, so we will keep it like this. But now I want to change the stone cut, the gem cut. So what I will do, I will go back to the gemzone curve. And as you can see, I keep working between the viewport and the parametric tree. Sorry, this is very important because you interact a lot with all this part of the software, because this is where you have all the settings. Now what I will do is just change the stone shape, and I will go for a marquise. All right, so if I want a less, the first thing that I need to do is just increase the space between the stones. I will go to 0.5. And now, of course, that this is too close to the stone, I have, again, two options. Either I can go and move the offset, or what I can do also is make these stones smaller. I like the shape of this ring. I won't do the same, exactly the same that Bo was doing. Sorry, that Uwe was doing. But what I will do now is just go back again on the gem offset curve, edit, and I will move it a bit away. All right. So once we have this, what we need to do is just go and add the settings into these stones. All right. To do that, if we want to apply all of them into the same stones, we have different options. But again, I will show you one. We'll go to settings. I will select one of these stones, and I will apply a head on this stone. So now the only thing that I need to do is adapt this head to this stone. So the first thing that I will do is just drop the height above the girdle. Probably something that I will also do is just go for one rail, because the distance between the ring rail and the stones is not very, very big. So with one will be maybe enough. I can keep editing later on. Let me check. Yeah, I will add another one. So I will add another one here. So now we have two. And what I will do is change the rail size. So I will go to the ring rail size here. And the thickness is 1, the height is 1. Also, I will go to 0.8. So I have a bit more of a space between the two ring rails. And also I will change the thickness to 0.6. All right, so let me go on the shade mode. And of course, now the last thing that I need to do is to make this smaller. So I will go to the thickness, and I will go to, let me see, probably 0.6, 0.7 will be okay. And I still can go a bit farther down. From here, and I will drop it a bit from here. Okay, so now here we have a setting on this stone, and we would like to apply it to all the other stones. All right, so if we want to do that, of course, that this one is too big again, and this is the nice thing of this software. You can go back to the head, and then I can change from the fourth one. I didn't realize that this one was too big, so I can change the measurements of this one. I can go with less of offset, so now it will be smaller. Okay. And now, if I want to apply this setting to all the other stones, I have different options, and I would like to talk to all of them, okay? Because the first one that we have, and you see, I like this because then what we have is this claw also is a good piece of metal to set this stone. So you will see how many modifications we can do to that. But so far, what we will do is keep it like this. And now I will use the two different options that we have to apply this setting to all the other stones. The first one that we have is, just let me hide this because I cannot click on all of them like this. Perfect. So the first thing, the first one that we have and that I want to talk about is the Orient to Gem. And what the Orient to Gem will do, let me just do it. I select the base gem, that is this one. I need to click Shift Control because all these stones are grouped. Select Objects to Orient. I want to orient this one. And now select the target gems. So I will just with the Shift Control, I will select all the other ones. All right. So, and now I click enter. So now what I'm doing is I am applying the same setting to all these stones. Okay, so the same head to all these stones. What I am achieving with that is that because it's parametric, now any change that I make to the original one will happen to all the other ones. All right, so now if I go again to the head, and let's see what I can change from here. I can maybe make the bottom part a bit smaller. So I go to the notch thickness, bottom prong thickness. I can go to 0.6. So now it will be thinner from the bottom part. And as you can see, the change that I have made is changing to all the other ones. All right. So with just one setting, you have control over all the other ones. So this is one way to do it. There is also another way. Now what I will do is just, I will get this and I will hide them. Actually, I will delete them. To delete them, what I can do is just go here, and from the three dots, I can go to delete. So I delete this step. The other one that we have is the match attributes. So we go to tools, and from tools, we have the match attributes. All right. So we will click.
There was actually a question. What's the difference between the one you're showing and match attributes? So I'm glad you're getting
great. So the match attributes, what it does is, and I will do it while I keep designing, is select the objects to apply a style sheet. So the first thing that we will do is select the objects that I want to apply it. Again, Control Shift to select them one by one. All right, enter. And now select the object to take the style sheet from. So we want to take the style sheet from this stone. So again, Control Shift, and it's already detecting the head. All right, so I click on the head and I click apply. Now, what the match attributes will do is we'll create a head for each of these stones. And this is the biggest difference. All right, so now you will see that here in the stack, what I will get is one head for each stone, you see? And this is the biggest difference. This means that before, with what I did before, I just had to change one head, and this change was happening to all the other ones. Instead, with the match attributes, the difference is that now I can go to any of those. So just say that if I select this one, now just to show you, I can change I can go to edit, and I can change the prong type. Instead, the automatic, I can go to profile. And as you can see, I change it to this profile. So the biggest difference is that with the Orient 2 gems, you have one reference to apply the changes to all the other gems. And then with the match attributes, what you do is you have one original setting or any other or bezel. You apply it to all the other stones, and then you have the freedom to make modifications one by one to all these other items. So this is the biggest difference. And I think that this is something cool that I was willing to show in this scenario.
I look at polar array as more of a like mirror style command, whereas match attributes actually creates different blocks for you to edit.
Exactly right. And yeah, still, I mean, this stone, all this that we have here is still parametric. So now if I go to the gem offset curve, I still can go to edit. And if I want this to be a bit lower, because then I can use the cut on green rail, I can do like this. I click enter, and now I just need to sit and wait because everything is related. And now what the software is doing, if I move the cursor over the stack, you will see that it's just spinning, and it's because it's making all the operations. So now what it has done is just drop all the stones. So the center stone is higher. We have this nice, of course, that this is the one that I changed, but we have this setting that now we can, we have done all these changes and we can set it here. Of course, then now we can go to this gem. We can apply from settings, gallery rail. So we would have a gallery rail just here at the bottom. Let me just reduce the thickness, and I will just move it up. like this and like this. So now if I hide the stones, we have this nice setting. I still can make it a bit thinner. And again, I started, sorry.
There was a question. Oriol, how are you changing items in display from wireframe to shaded? So I guess they want to see that.
Yes, so we have Matrixgold. One of the good things from Matrixgold is that you can personalize it as much as you can. So we have all these windows that you can move them around. I always like to have this layout, but if this is where the display modes are, all right, so we have a tab that is just for display modes, and I can move it around. We have many different view modes. So if I click to preferences, you can access to the preferences either from this icon or from the main menu. But if you go to the preferences, you go automatically directly to where we have all the different display modes. All right. So I work with those, but as you can see here, we have many that you can add or remove just clicking on them. All right. So I like the plastic, I like the tech white, but just say that if you want the machine that people likes this because you don't see any curve, you can click. And now if I make this a bit bigger, as you can see here, I have the plastic and the machine. If I want to pull it away again, the only thing that I need to do is come back to the settings and unclick. If I want to, I click done. And now if I want to bring it back where it was, the only thing that I needed to do is just grab it and drop it. As you can see here, we have the different options where we can place it. I just drop it at the very bottom. And again, I have it here. So now anytime that I want to change between the different display modes, I only need to come here and I just need to click and see what I want. I like to have also the render always here so I can see the different materials that I have applied into the scene. And normally I'm using the ones that I have here. I don't know if you both use some other different from those.
Yeah, so those are pretty much the two that I use. I tend to model in plastic just because I find personally it gives me the best resolution. I know a lot of customers, cycle between shaded and wireframe, kind of like you do, just because wireframe you're able to see inside the metal. But yeah, plastic is probably what I use the most. And then anytime I need to see into the metal, I of course go to ghosted or wireframe. So, but I'm glad you touched on this because this is one thing that I always tell my customers. Before you start modeling, before you do any of that, go through the preferences and make the software your own, because when you do this, you'll be much more comfortable. And when you're comfortable in the software, you're more efficient. So
that's right. All right, so I don't want to go because I want to make a few designs. I will try to go a bit faster, but again, because this is the first one, I like to be go a bit deeper because you can see all the parametric for everyone. So even if we go to the first gem on Dream Rail that we created, that this is this one at the very center, I can go to edit. And if you look here and we go to the location and I click on 0, it will go just at the center of the Dream Rail. This is the gem where we have been creating everything else. So now what the software is doing is making all the operations, has moved the stone just at the very center. And now we have like a halo style with this stone at the center. And now the only thing that we would have to do is very easy, is just apply outside Dream Rail to this one. I'm not sure if yes. So I can go a bit thinner here and a bit thinner here, and I will keep the same 1.5. And now I would just need to apply from tools and Profile Placer, that I also have it here in the quick comments. I just need to apply the Profile Placer here. I will change my profile. Now you will see here a lot of different profiles. And the reason why is because, and I think that it's good to comment that, is I import all the profiles that I had in Matrix. So we are a new software. Matrixgold is a new software. It's not an upgrade from Matrix, but still we are the same company. So there is many things that we are doing the same, tools that are pretty much the same than in Matrix. Profiles, there is a lot of customers that has been designing for a long time with Matrix. They have a lot of profiles. So very easily, you can import all these profiles into Matrixgold. So we have here let me just click again, the legacy Matrix migration wizard. Let me abort the command, where you can select what you want to import from Matrix. You just need to click here and import, and automatically you will get everything in this folder. So I think that this is something that sometimes the people start to say, "Wait, I have been working for a long time with my profiles. What is going to happen now?" So you don't need to worry. You can import them. All right. So what am I? I was trying to do here the ring. So I will go to the profile placer and I will select this curve. I will move this just here and I will change the profile. And what I will say also is I will get this one. I will make it a bit smaller from here. And I will use the mirror. So I have the same one on the other side. And probably I will add, clicking shift, you have the snap. I click another one at the very bottom a bit wider. So we will have a taper shank. And now the only thing that, look, it's something happened here that I really like to happen, because now I can tell you what I did. So I did something wrong is that I didn't add the outside curve into these profiles because I want to keep this height. But it's not a problem. I can go to the profile placer. I can go back to the profile placer, edit, and now I can select outside curve. From the one that I selected, the profiles already gets inside the outside curve. So we can keep this height. And now to finish the model, just go to sweep tool and I select 1, 2, and the profiles that I have here. All right. So now I have this ring that is fully parametric. I can change anything at any time. So if I still feel like this is too thick, I can go just here and in real time see what I want to reach. I can move it a bit more inside, and probably no, it's okay. So there we go. We have this nice ring, and now I will be able to use the cut to ring rail. So I would have the tie finger size. Okay. All right. So it took longer to make this one. We have a lot of examples from our dealers, but I believe that I have been telling the basics of Matrixgold in this model, and I'm glad that now everyone knows a bit more about Matrixgold. Let me start a new one. We had another very good webinar with Michele from Italy. And what I really liked from the webinar that Michele showed us is that he was telling not how to use the tools that we have in Matrixgold. He was telling us how to create your own tools. And this is something that is very, very cool from the Matrixgold side. So the first thing that I will do is, because I have all this here, I will create a new project. I will call it webinar, because I want to show you also how to save things to use it later. So as you know, once we have a gem, and I was showing in the prior example, we have the head that is actually to just create a head for this stone, right? So you go to head, you already have the stone selected, and you get a head. We have many options. So I always like to say that our head tool is a monster, because we have so many options that it's a lot what you can do. But still there is a few things that, because if you want to blend curves, if you want to make softer prongs, you cannot achieve it with the head. So there is other ways to make it and use it later on. All right. So let me show you how to do that. So once you have this gem, what you can do is just first, again, use the tool that we were using before, that from gems is the offset. All right. So we can have an offset here. And also I can use, again, the offset. And this one, I will place it just here. and I will make it a bit smaller. All right. Now we have these curves that are following this stone. Of course, that if I go and I make this stone bigger or smaller, everything is following the stone. All right, it's parametric, so perfect. Now on this first one, I will apply a curve, sorry, a profile. So I go back to my quick commands and I will apply a profile. What I will do is just rotate it 90 degrees on this direction and 90 degrees on this direction. I want it outside, I will go 180. And the next thing that I will do is just select what thickness do I want for this prong. I will go for 1.2 by 1.2. How does it look like? Yes, I like it. All right, so now I want to apply the same profile to this one. And there is a trick that I always like to show is we don't need to go back and do everything that I have done, the rotate, 90 here, 90 there, 180, the dimensions. What we can do is just select this one and copy paste. I do Control C, Control V, and now what you will see is that here in the stack comes out a new profile placer. All right, so now the both of them are here. But if I want to apply one of those to the other circle that I have, the other offset, the only thing that I need to do is just go to edit to the second one and say, I don't want it into this curve. I want it into that one. And in just one click, you get all the dimensions, everything on this one. So this is something that it's quite convenient, all right, because very easily you can achieve what you want. Now, let me go to the top view, because what we will do is just move it where we want this to be, all right? So let me just go to edit, and I want this more like here, and I will do the same on this one. All right. Now, the next tool that we will use is the profile sweep. All right, so we go to the profile sweep between this profile and this profile. All right, so the only thing that we need to do is just remove the automatic sim, and look now the control that we have on this prong. All right, so now once we are here, this is what I was meaning when I was talking about the head. Now here you have a lot more of power when it's time to create this prong. So what we can do with this one is the first thing that we will do, because it's too close to the girdle, is just go to edit and I will bring it up. So I will get this, I will bring it up, and I will go to the profile sweep and I will just drop this a bit. All right, so now we have the right flow. The next thing that we will do is just go to the tools, and we have the profile cap. I will use the profile cap on this one, and I will do the same on this one. I will go to 0 here. So there we go. Now we already have one prong that is different or special from what we have in the head. Here, what we can do now is just go and do mirrors, or depending on how many we want, or also we can use the polar array. I will use mirrors now, so I will select from the layers with the right mouse button all that is in this layer, and I will do the mirror multi. Okay. All right, so now we have this. Of course, that we still have everything parametric. Now, if I go to the second gem offset curve and I want these prongs to be closer, the only thing that I need to do is just move this one so I can get this setting. All right, and now because I move it like this and it's just too close to the stone, I can go to the profile sweep, edit, and I just can do like this. All right. I will go to plastic, because then if I don't do it with plastic, Bo gets upset. and I don't want him to get upset. So we'll go like this. And now the next thing that I will do is adjust from settings, I will just get a gallery rail. I don't know if I will fit it here. I think that it's too much metal, but we will give a go. Position. Now I will move the girdle offset, and I will do something like this. Not bad. All right. Okay, so now here we have a nice setting that you can use every now and then. And this is what is important to me. All right, so we have all these steps here that are very, very important because we just create a new tool. We have the head that we are providing to our customers. That is the head that you can find in the settings, but also you have this new setting that you can use anytime you want. How are you going to do this? It's very important to select everything and save it wherever you want. Because when I select everything, I'm selecting all this stack. So now, for instance, I will save it in this job bag. So I'm getting this setting. You can also go to the collections, and into your collections, you can make any folder. You can create, if you want, just a settings folder. Also, actually, pendants, rings, from rings, we have bars and we have settings. This is something that you already have in your software, because this is something that it comes when you buy Matrixgold. So you have all these settings. So the only thing that you need to do is create the same. And the reason why is because now I will start a new ring. Just say that you want a family ring and you want a special settings. All right. So what we'll do is I will go to the ring rail. Now I have the ring rail. And what I will do here is just place stones on this curve. We have different ways to place stones. We'll use now the gem on ring rail. We'll place them, the stones, just here. We will make them smaller. 3.10, it's okay. And now what I will do is just add more stones. So we have count here. We'll go to 8. All right, so we have 8 stones. Let me go a bit less. Like this is okay. Now I want to apply the same setting to all these stones. And I don't want to start again. I don't want to make all the steps that I have done. This is parametric. It needs to be fast. So what I will do is just click with my right button in my mouse, and I will import this. So from the moment that I import, look here. I just load all the steps that I used to make this setting. All right. So what I will do next is just now use the match attributes that I showed you before. So what I will go is the orient to gem. We will use the orient to gem. So the base gem is this one. And the objects to orient are these ones and these ones. And I click enter. Select target gems is this, and this. And let's see what happens. Look, this is what we get. In just one click, you get all the settings here. Of course, and now we can try different things because still we have all the power here. So we can either start to create like a rail to hold all these settings, or what can we also do is just go to the first gem offset curve, yes, to this one. And because I'm just moving this girdle, what I'm doing is just getting all these stones closer. All right. So you have more control. And now if I want, again, what I can do is to this, apply a new gallery rail. That will be this one. And use the same. I can go to gems and again orient to gem. Select base gem is this one. the objects to orient are this, and the target gems are these ones. And we get the second one. All right, so something that is super fast. You have a lot of control with this software to make any modification that you want. Now, I can see that the clothes are not reaching the level of the ring rail. I can go where I placed the first profile placer. That probably was this one. So let me see, exactly right. So now look, I will just drop this one. And there we go. We have here a new family ring. Again, I would be using probably again what I did before. So the outside ring rail, I would do it like this. And I will place one profile here and another here. And again, I will get the shank that I need for this ring. So this is very, very important. I think that this bow is something that we need to tell to our customers, because we are telling them that it's not just about the tools that we are creating for them. It's thanks to the parametric, you can create your own tools. So you can make your brand setting and you can use it on each of your designs.
Yeah, definitely. And also like the idea of everything you design becomes an asset later that you can call upon. You can create tons of things, and then whenever you need, just call upon them and apply them to whatever job you're working on. So
that's right. So all right, so look, we have been on this webinar for 40 minutes. I'm going to finish with something that Bo likes to show, and is the course from two curves and the blank curves. I know that he loves this. There is one webinar that Bo was doing that it had a lot of hits, and everyone is looking at it. And it's the one that you had a center stone and you had like a twist pen. So let me just show you. I know that you were using the blank curves. I will use two different examples, and then this we will call it done. So let me go to the gem on ring rail. We'll move it like this, because you had something like this. Do you remember that one bow, the one that you did with a stone that was away from the ring rail?
yep, I sure do.
So now this one is too high. On this one, I will get the setting, I will get the head. Actually, I would be able to use that one if I would like to. We'll place it like here. Okay, and now we will place a different color here. So we will change the profile to this one. All right, and now we will go to this. We will drop it. And from the level 2, I will just increase the dome and rotate it. So we have this nice finish on top of the stone. All right. Then on that webinar, what we had is a band that was twisted. And to do that, the only thing that you need to do is just to place one profile at the 0.5, so at 0.25. The profile that we were using was this one. Let me see, this one. And I will do like this. And what I will do on this one is just place a mirror profile. All right, so now we have this area that can be done just a strike. But here at the very top, I want to twist. So what you can do is place another one, just move it away. And I will do a mirror, but this mirror will be like this. So I get it on the other side. And now the only thing that I need to do is just go to surface and use the sweep one between this and all the different profiles that we have. I need to say that I want it closed. And there we go. Now we can smooth it out, moving the profiles, but we get this nice twist bend. And now we need to blend the curve from here to this one. All right. So the way that Bo was doing is getting the two profiles. You, Bo, if I'm not wrong, you were getting one profile from this rail and the other one, this one, and you were blending the curve, right?
I believe so. I believe I extracted a curve off of the geometry of the head and then duplicated the seam on the shank. I'm pretty sure.
So let's go and do that. So I will go to curve, extract iso curve, one from here. I need to select the surface. I will rotate it 90 degrees. So this is where the curve will start to blend. And the other one, you took one iso curve from here. So I will do the same. Again, another iso curve from here. That will be okay. And then you were blending from here to here, right?
Yeah, I think that's how it was. That one was about 2 months ago, but I believe I can't remember.
So I select one, I select the other one. And now I just need to move this one here. And there we go. So we place it close to the, we move this one just up to here. And now we just need to blend I need to flip. So let's see if I flip it. I need to find the right position. There we go. And blend the second one. All right, so this is a way that you can do, all right? We need to move this around here. And there we go. It's just keep playing until you get the right shape. So like this, and this is here, and something like that. So you have this nice, oh, I have gone far away. All right. So now, once you have this, what you can do is just do the sweep from here to here. To do that, what I will do, I will add another profile just here. So I will go and tools, and I will get a profile placer. I will get it just like this. And I will make it smaller. And I will use the same profile that I have used for the other one. That is this one. I will make it a bit shorter. And now we will do the sweep one. Between this curve here, this one here. Oh, sorry. I will use this rail between this one and this one. As you can see here, there is something that is not right. And this is because the directions of these profiles are not the same. So the only thing that I need to do is just go to this profile and change and rotate it. So I click on the curve. And this is what is good from this software, is that now I only need to get this one and just turn it 90 degrees. I think, no, it was 180, but we'll do it manually so we can see. There we go. So now you get this nice shape for this ring. All right. So this is one way to do it. And just to finish, I will show you another way to do it. I just take this out take this out also. And something that you can also do is just use the curve from two views. So what I will do is just get one curve when I can use the smart curve. So I can go smart curve and I can just do something like this. And now I will get the ring rail. So curve from two views between this one and this one. So I get this curve. All right. Now, because I have this curve, I have a lot of control. So I just need to move this point. So from the moment that I move this point, I get the curve where I want it. All right. So if I want to go a bit further, I just move this point. And then you will see that the curve is getting very close to this profile. I don't care if it's just in the middle because I will be using this profile. So this should be enough. And now what I will do, look, I have this profile here. So I will use this one. All right. The only thing that I need to do is to change the original curve. And this is the nice thing of this software. I will use this one. This one I need to delete it. And I will just move this one here. So I delete this one. Enter. Let me just create a new one. That's right. So now I put just one profile here. I will move it at the very top. And I will rotate it. Probably I will have to rotate it as I did before to get the right shape. There we go. Okay. And I will just drop it a bit. Let's see what I get. So I will go to the sweep one. I will get this with this profile and this one. Sweep one. This, and this. I'm clicking something that is not sweep one. So select the rail is this one, select profiles, this, and this. All right. And there we go. So this is another way to do it. All right. So even we have this curve, but because we have the profile in the same place where we did the twist bend, we are getting the same kind of result. The profile is not just reaching the setting. We can move the stone. We can come to this curve, the original one, and move the point a bit closer. So now we get it there. We have control also on this curve. If we want to move this curve like this, now it will change the whole shape because everything is parametric, right? So we have a lot of different options. And this is all. This is just a summary of some of the webinars that we have been seeing in the last month. It's just a recap. Today I was looking to the different webinars, and man, let me tell you, between all the ones that Bo is doing per week and the ones from our dealers, the information that you have in our YouTube channel is crazy. There is a lot of information. So I suggest that anyone who wants to know a bit more about Matrixgold, just head up to the YouTube channel, and they will find by different lists all these different webinars.
Yeah, we definitely have quite a list of those. We also have quite a few on our online academy as well. For those that aren't a member and you want to learn a little bit more about Matrixgold, I definitely recommend the online academy as well. There's one design with Donna, and man, Donna's amazing. So.
Yeah, and I always like to say that because there is people who saying, well, YouTube and the academy, and when you want to know about Matrixgold, the YouTube channel is where we are doing these webinars just to tell you what Matrixgold is. Then once you like what can Matrixgold and you know what Matrixgold can do for you, then the online academy is where you will learn how to use Matrixgold. And then is when you have there tool by tool, step by step, how to create this piece or this other design. And this is where you get all the information to be proficient with Matrixgold.
Yeah. So I will ask everyone, if you have any questions, please go ahead and shoot them our way. We have gotten a few good questions, so I'll kind of go over some in case people haven't read through the questions and answers tab. So Atoro said, "Hi there. Is it possible to have 4 prongs instead of 2 for each gem on the gem on curve command?" So you want to answer that one?
On the gems on curve command, 2 prongs for each stone. So yes, again, there is multiple options, but very fast, let me show you. If we have just a row of stones, here we have different options, all right? So I will create just here one line, gems on curve, and looking down, all right? So once you have all these gems, we have the Prong Placer. In the Prong Placer, we have different options. As you can see here is share prong, but we also have the double prong.
Yep. And I think that's what he was talking about on, on Prong Placer. He just, I think he said gem on curve because that's how he laid it out. But yeah.
But again, as I was showing before with the family ring, maybe there is people who says, oh, look, these prongs are too far away from the stones. I want them closer to the middle. You can just create a gem here, place prongs closer, and use the orient to gems. And then again, you will get another tool like the one that we have here for this kind of example.
Yeah. And then we had another one from Ted. Ted always likes to keep me on my toes. So he said, is there a way to visually see the parametric history in Matrixgold so you can check to see which components are related to which parent? So I think he was referring to like Grasshopper or CSD, where you can have blocks with like the spaghetti model. So Matrixgold is a little bit more simplistic than that, thankfully. I did tell him I would like to see something kind of like the Rhino history, where you can select an object and run the command cell parent, and it will give you a visual representation of what controls that. So that may be something interesting to put on the dev books as well.
Yeah, we have been talking for a while about this before we launch Matrixgold. There is also, a way where you can, just in the stack as we have now, what we could do is from the moment that you create a new child, you hide the parent below this child, and then you have like a button where you can get a combo with all that is related to this child. There is many ways. We can have a look once we have more enhancements to Matrixgold, because now we are working to keep growing Matrixgold a lot. But so far, and as I believe that as a learning stage, it's good to have it like we have it, so we can see all the steps. But in the future, yeah, why not?
Yep, we love all the feedback. That's what makes Matrixgold, special. That's why we kind of encourage feedback, because we can then kind of tailor it to what you guys actually need in a live environment, And then Arlene said, this is the last one because we're almost out of time, but is there a way to make a profile parametric again after I lost history? So this one's kind of tricky. What I recommended was anytime you see that notification that says, parametric history broken or history broke, just do a quick Control Z. I know it's not the easiest answer, but anytime you kind of see that toast notification, just a quick Control Z and it'll relink history to that profile.
Yeah, because of course that you will be able to create the profile, and because still you will have all the tree in your right panel. But what you would have to do is think about all the parts where this profile has been added, and add it again to keep everything again parametric. So it's much easier to do what Bo was saying, where you can just do Control Z, and the last step that you have done just restores, and then you will be able to make any change to the parametric. You're mute, Bo.
Do that all the time. Oriol can attest. Even in our team meetings, I'm like,
yeah, sometimes you are playing with me and you are not mute and you are just doing like this. So,
well, yeah, true. So yeah, guys, if you have any final questions for us, please shoot them our way. I really liked your presentation. I thought it was great. We have had a lot of input into Matrixgold from our dealers, and like you said, the webinars that I do. So it's good to kind of summarize them and put them in layman's terms. So
yeah, it's very good. And look, we're lucky. We're lucky to have these dealers around the world, having you also with the webinars every Wednesday. This is what is feeding Matrixgold and is showing different, as I said at the very beginning, very different perspective. So every country, I've been traveling around the world visiting all these jewelers, and you can see that every country has different needs, different ways of designing. So it's good to put all this together in this kind of webinars that we are doing on Wednesdays.
well, it doesn't look like we have any questions. So we're
right.
good to leave it there. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Bo. Again, always a pleasure being with you on the webinars.
Absolutely. I appreciate you tagging along and showing all this. And oh, we do have a question. I find it always harder for a customized ring to be made to show the customer versus the real casted version. Find it always harder for a customized ring to be made to show the customer versus the real
So it's
Okay.
like saying that it's hard to let the customer see what they will get from the software to the real piece.
Yeah, I think so. And I think, our animation builder and the renders help out with that. So maybe try the animation builder and send that over to him.
Yeah, it's always a bit. That's the problem. At the end of the day, you have it in a screen, and then it needs to go to real life. Of course, that we have different solutions in Gemvision. Matrixgold is more for starting from a sketch. Of course, that we have also in the collections. We have the displays, collections, displays. No, not displays. Yes, displays. So we have these hands that you can import into the viewport. And once you get these hands, you can place the ring on this hand. All right. So sometimes this allows the customer to visualize how big the ring will look like in her hand or his hand. So this is a way to do it. Actually, we also have other solutions like Counter Sketch. I know that today we are talking about Matrixgold, but in Counter Sketch, we have Counter Sketch that you have a large library of models, and then you can have these models also in physically in your store with the ever and ever, so the customer can see the real piece and also can see this piece digitally in Counter Sketch. Then any modification that needs to be done, it's done in the software, but you still have the real piece to touch and see the dimensions.
Yep. And also on that Counter Sketch part, not to mention, you're able to export a Matrixgold Rhino model and import it into Counter Sketch, so you can get the Counter Sketch visuals and simplicity of rendering. So that's another option. Lisa did say, I bought a package with Matrixgold and a Sega, and it came with 6 months Matrix Gold Academy. Is there a way to upgrade this to a year? Yes, Lisa, I can have your rep reach out to you. So if your 6 months is done or almost done, we can offer you a renewal. So
yeah, and we keep feeding the online academy. We know that is very important, so we keep adding as much content as we can to the academy, so we can keep all this community learning more and more.
Yep. And Ted said, great session as usual. Look forward to reviewing it again. All right.
Perfect.
super helpful on the display and collections functions. Thanks a lot. All right, guys. Well, that will do it from Gemvision. Oriol, again, thank you so much for joining, man. It's always a pleasure. So
I really enjoy it. So thank you so much.
all right, you guys take care, and thank you. Bye bye.
Have a good one.